Welcome back to the Danny Harton Show. Today on this week's episode, we have a local producer named Frag aka Nate, which he will further be referred to as Nate in this episode. How are you, Nate?
I'm doing pretty good, dude. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for making it out here
Thank you for having
for
me.
the pod. So, Nate, why don't you tell the people what you do?
Well, I do a few things. The main thing I do is I create cinematic instrumentals. A lot of it is hip hop, so it's hip hop beats that tell a story. Has a lot of orchestral elements. Yeah, I've been doing it for a few years. In addition to that, I'm a assistant recording engineer at a studio down in Brentwood called Studio 78, and I do that as well. But the main thing, I produce and mix my own beats, and I sell licenses for them to artists or content creators that want to use my stuff, and I'm still kind of getting my feet wet with it, but I'm hoping to make some kind of career out of it.
So, how long have you been doing that?
About let's see, I first started. I got Ableton for the first time at the end of like 2019. So about 4 years now. I've only been posting stuff for about 3 years, but yeah, it's been about 4 years since I like started to get into music production.
Gotcha. Wait, did you say you went to school for that or no?
I did, yes. I went to school after I had already got some experience. I went to the Blackbird Academy. It's a studio engineering program down in Berry Hill, Nashville, and it's 6 months long. They teach you how to use the consoles, run lines, and just know how to engineer a session. And that is it is related to what I want to do, but I don't know if that's exactly what I want to do. I'm happy doing really anything in music as long as I'm doing music for a living. That's what I'm passionate about. But yeah, that was my schooling. I only went to college for 1 year before COVID shut that down. So then I came out to Nashville with my buddy, and we went to school together, and yeah.
Oh, so you're not from here originally?
No, I'm from Orange County. I'm from Orange County,
Okay,
Southern California.
yeah.
That's my roots. I love it there.
That's
It's
what's up.
I love it here too, you know. But yeah, Orange County is that's my place. Lake Forest, the small town right in between San Diego and LA. So it's a beautiful area. But Nashville is the place for me right now.
Gotcha. How did Orange County influence your music, or would you say that influenced your music at all?
Um, I would say to a degree, yeah. I didn't grow up listening to a lot of hip hop music. It was more, I think, like the culture of like the friends I hung out with, the school I went to, that it was very like hip hop heavy. I'm like, okay, like this is like I liked some parts of it, didn't like some parts. I'm like, this is cool though. I kind of want to be a part of something like this. So I'd kind of gotten to at first writing raps, but then I didn't get too far with that. So then I was like, oh, I need beats. So I started making beats that was influenced by the music that I started listening to in high school, and things just kind of evolved and took off from there. But I would say it has influenced what I've been making in a way, for sure.
Gotcha. Did you go to any shows in Orange County? Like, were you big into the scene over there, or not really?
Not not really. When I was in Orange County, more of my time was just spent doing music production and like learning on my own and just learning through experience. I didn't really do many shows at all. I would go to a couple like concerts, attending event like occasionally, but like doing shows and stuff. I'm definitely more of like a behind the scenes type of guy, like doing studio engineering, not necessarily like playing live. I can play guitar and piano and everything, but I don't think that was ever like where the passion came from. I mean, I love playing piano, but like doing live performances, I'd say that's not as much of my industry of like what I want to get into.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Um, like, how are you plugged into the Nashville scene now that you're living over here?
Well, ever since I went to school at the Blackbird Academy, I have met a lot of other engineers and producers through that, and just networking through people on Instagram. There's a lot of people that live in Nashville that do music, especially like the pop scene is a lot bigger out here now. Recently, and so I've been working with some pop artists and some rappers that are out here. Not as much country. I mean, country's cool, but that's not as much of like like where the passion comes from in the music I'm making. But yeah, no, it's most of the connections I've made have been through the Blackbird Academy, but also some of it is just through coworkers. Like I work with a lot of musicians, like just like at my workplace kind of work. But yeah, it's most of the connections have been through the Blackbird Academy, and I'm sure I would have met musicians anyways just from being in Nashville, but most of them have been through there.
Gotcha. I wanted to ask you, like, what's your reason for making music?
Oh man, that's a that's a tough question. There's so many reasons why why I really want to do music. Um, I would say I'd say like one oh man one big reason is that I just think that it's incredible and almost like I don't want to say supernatural, but just like it is awesome. Just the concept of taking either an emotion, a concept, or a story and converting it and or translating it through sound to an audience and making them experience that story or that feeling. And like that is like there's nothing else, there's really nothing else like that. I mean, like, yeah, you have movies, but then that's like video and audio. It's a similar concept for that. What am I saying? But yeah, it's that is like one of the coolest things to me. But also one thing that I want to do as a career is I also want to I want to reflect the glory of God through my music as well, and I want to bring I want to use like my like musical abilities to hopefully shed light to His glory as well, and hopefully that He could work through me in that. That is ultimately that is what I want. But yeah, those are like the two main reasons of why I want to do music. It is so cool, and I think it's a good thing that has been given to us, and it's it's fun, dude. It's so much fun, dude.
I agree. It is a lot of fun. Um, so you said that you want to like tell stories through your music and like transport people to like different worlds and stuff like that. Are there any like albums or songs that like you've heard growing up or just I don't know, just heard in general that like you think do a good job of that?
Yes, 100%. I think so I grew up listening to Switchfoot. Switchfoot is kind of like my childhood hero band. They're like a Christian rock band in down in San Diego. And I think Beautiful Letdown is a great example of that, and just the story behind the album as well, of being rejected by a label, and then they're like, all right, you know what, we're gonna make an album out of this, and the and then that's and then everything kind of took off from there. Like that album for sure, but more recently, uh one of my main inspirations in music is NF. He's a singer rapper, and he has an album called The Search, which is just sheer. It's just if you were to take his mind and like put it on paper, that's kind of what the album would be. Of just it's just all just wrestling with past either trauma experience and emotions. It's all very raw, and it's very just unfiltered, just honest. It's powerful. It is very powerful. That's got to be one of my favorite albums ever, is The Search. But yeah, it's any album or song that can tell a story like that is just, yeah, it's I draw a lot of inspiration from stuff like that.
Do you think you would ever make an album in the future?
Oh, without a
Just like a
doubt.
solo album?
Yeah, I've had ideas. I want to do something that I haven't done before. I have big ideas, but it almost takes like unpractical impractical steps to like do that. But I have big dreams in terms of just certain singers over certain things, having a big album of just where of that's completely self-produced, self-composed and everything. I haven't done anything like that before. I've only ever released beats just as singles. I've never released an album, but that is part of the plan. I do want to do that, and I don't know, convey some kind of emotion or story um, through that. I have a lot of ideas. I just yeah, I just haven't gotten it out yet. So I am I'm excited for the near future. I've created a new account. I'm still gonna keep Frag Beats around, but I'm gonna release new stuff under my own name, Nate Fragassi. So that is that's new, but there is stuff to come, and I'm excited for that.
Gotcha. So, dream scenario, who would be, which artist would be on that album, or
Um.
just artists you want to work with in general?
Oh gosh, a dream scenario for an artist. That is a great question. Um. Oh man. I mean, obviously, since I draw a lot of inspiration from his stuff, like I do think it would be having NF on a song would be crazy. I mean, that would be insane. But obviously, that would be like dream like reach scenario. But the other artists that would be awesome. I mean, oh gosh, uh, who are some other rappers? I draw some inspiration from Joyner Lucas as well. His just any lyricism and that general style of just dark, serious, just like or either emotional or powerful music. Any artist like that. Honestly, I don't have too many like ideas for like artists that like dream artists because I don't know. I don't know if that's just not quite what I'm after is just like working with a certain person, but it's more working with artists that I think would represent well the song that we're making together. It, it's kind of hard to have like a direct answer for that, but yeah, it's. I mean, I guess I don't really want to work with anyone that like in particular has like a certain amount of followers, but like if they can deliver that message in the way that I think it would serve a song, then I think that would be what's best.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Who are like who are like some producers that you look up to?
Well, I would say one big one for sure is Tommy Prophet. He is just incredible compositions, mixes. He's a amazing producer. I've heard he's a great guy too, and yeah, he's definitely one of them. Um, what another producer I look up to, not necessarily that I draw musical inspiration from, but my uncle, my uncle Jim is a producer, and I love talking with him about music, and he's helped me a lot just through conversations of production or mixing or just music business and how to like manage having a career like that. So I do look up to him a lot, especially. Um, other let's see other producers. For hip hop, there's a Christian hip hop producer named K Diamonds. He's really cool. He makes some crazy beats, some really crazy beats. He's awesome. But yeah, I draw inspiration from him as well. But I'd say those are a few. But I try not to like. I still try to do my own thing. I want to draw inspiration, but also not copy and plagiarize and
Yeah.
everything. So I feel like I'm doing a decent job at that, but I feel like I'm still kind of finding my sound. So,
Hmm.
but yeah.
Okay. Interesting that you say that. Do you think that artists should copy, like from their favorites? Because there's like this theory that, if you try to like copy from, uh, like your favorites, like it's gonna sound different because you're not them. And
Mm.
basically the whole idea is that you're gonna try to copy them, but you're bad at copying them, so it's gonna sound different. And I've tried this myself,
Uh-huh.
and I think it works.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could be either good or bad at copying it. I think maybe someone could copy it and it could sound right, but regardless of whether or not they could do that, I think that going for that will limit you from creating like actual well, not just original, but authentic music that is true, that is like true to what's happening in your life, I guess. Or um, I think there's a better way to say that, but I think that it's awesome to draw inspiration and see the beauty in the work of other people. I think that that is almost necessary. Like there's inspiration everywhere. I mean, and there's inspiration doesn't go just for music. It goes for way of living and everything. And I think that if you like directly, like if you try to like remake a beat or something like that, or remake an instrumental or a song like that, like that's cool. That is a great experiment. But when it comes to like truly making music for yourself, or I guess for other people, um, it's I think that this might be strong words, but I feel like you would almost be doing a disservice to your audience for not giving your work. You're trying to give people other people work that's not yours and not your own. So I think you're doing for someone that's doing that is doing a disservice not just to themselves but also to their audience because I think you could hear it when you're not. Sorry, I'm watching Rocket League. When you're not, I love that game.
Shout out
But
Nathan.
yeah, I mean that I I don't know how much of that answer comes from personal bias since I haven't actively done that either. It's but that's I mean I don't think it's wrong to like as an experiment to like try and copy someone else's music. A lot of people do cover music. Cover music is a huge thing nowadays of where people just do covers and that is awesome. Good for them. But from a creative standpoint, I don't tend to do that stuff quite myself.
Do you think it's like good for new artists to do that though, or at least practice with it?
Um, I'd say so. Yeah, for just for I think that'd be a great exercise for just for listening something and saying, okay, how can I create something similar to that? And then you can use like the same concepts that you use to play that and apply that to different chords, different melodies, different compositions. And I think that that can give you a lot of insight. That could give you a lot of insight for just creating music in general. That could be super helpful. Yeah, no, I that is I guess yeah, especially for new artists who just kind of like don't really know where to start.
Mm.
You just listen to a song, oh, you're like, all right, there's a guitar. Oh, those are the drums. Let's do that, and then that will allow then you can put the elements together, and you just kind of figure it out as you go. I think as an exercise, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm. What's like your goal for making music? Like your end goal?
Oh my goodness. Well, that's a tough question because I don't think in all of my music career I don't think I'll ever like get that feeling of satisfaction like I'm like okay yes that's it I'm done I did what I needed to do it's hard to imagine myself being in that scenario but my goal I want to um oh man I definitely want to like I definitely want to touch the hearts of others I want to, well, a few things. I want to make people feel like they're not alone in the music that I make. I want to, I want to, also, as I mentioned earlier, I also want to show the glory of God through the music that I make as well, which I've done a little bit of that, through, worship music that I've produced, but it's mainly just been beats, but that is something I really want to do. If I could do that as a living, that would be amazing. Yeah, that is one big goal. Is ultimately that's all that matters. So if I can do that, and if I could accomplish that, like helping bring others to Christ through my music or showing or having music inspired from the Word of God, I think that would be really cool. That would be really cool. But in terms of goals, I think just continue to just keep moving, trying to. Uh, oh man, that's a great question, and I don't have a phenomenal answer, but but yeah, it's ultimately to yeah have a career in music because it's very hard to
To like break through in
yeah
this industry? Yeah.
exactly this industry is very difficult to get into. So if I can just do that, that is like that would be sweet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I want to ask you like why are you choosing to like make a new project like under your real name?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I feel like Frag Beats is it's a little bit it's not very personal. Although Frag is part of my last name, it's not it feels very indirect. I feel like it's hard for me to have a relationship with my audience. And cuz my face is my face is a logo. I sell beats. It's very like businessy, so to say. But I created the new account so that I could so I could better connect with my audience, but also I have ideas for songs with artists that I want to do, and it would seem inappropriate to release that under Frag Beats, because that's kind of just just for beats, because I mean there's no rules, I guess, but I think that it would be better fitting, and I feel like that would be having it under my name is a better representation of myself and of the music I'm making. So it feels better, and I feel like I'm less limited to the music that I can make, because I've created stuff. I have music that's like, oh, this is cool, but like this is not part of the brand of Frag Beats. Like this is not. It just doesn't fit the vibe. So I haven't released it. So that's kind of what I made the new account for.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean it makes sense, you know, for it to be more personal, probably bring more ears to you, like how you're saying,
Hmm.
instead of like the brand. So I definitely see where you're coming from.
Exactly. Yeah.
A lot of like your instrumentals are like at least the names are kind of like uh involve like self improvement, like with the cover art and with the
Hmm.
titles, stuff like the grind, I think
Yeah.
is one,
Yep.
and yeah, stuff like that. So why is that like why do you choose the titles and like the cover art to go with the music?
Oh man, it's so funny that you asked. I love that you asked that question. I don't think of the name until I'm already done with it, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, in order for me to upload this, I kind of need a title. Oh shoot, it might have happened once where I had a title in mind, and then I created a melody inspired from that. But 99.5% of the time, I create something and I'm like, oh shoot, like what's a word that that that's simple but delivers some power to that's accurate to the instrumental, and and yeah, so it's never really like super deep. I use the thesaurus all the time. I'm like, oh, I need a word that's like that, but
Mhm.
I look for like more complex words. Like I have a beat named Defiant. Like it's I was looking for like rebellious or this or that because the beat was very aggressive. I'm like, all right, yeah. I'm going with that. Just something that kind of rings a bell. I've had a lot of compliments on like just the titles of my beats from like artists that I've worked with, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense because of this and that." And I'm like, "Dude, I like thank you so much, but
But he was just throwing
I
it together.
I could have looked up in the ceiling or like, oh yeah, that's that. Naming that for my beat."
Mhm.
So that's yeah. It's never really yeah. I also actually one thing. If I have a vocal sample and a beat, I'll name the beat like part of what the
It's
vocal is
sad.
saying.
Yeah,
So
that
I'll
makes
I'll do
sense.
that sometimes too, but it's really I'm not like I'm not like thinking and like going in the deep mindset mode of like, oh yeah, that's the it's like yeah, I just kind of I go through words and I find one I'm like, yeah, that's appropriate for this.
Gotcha. Do you make like the cover art yourself?
I do, yeah. Well, yes and no. I use royalty free images just from a website, and then oftentimes I'll put my own filter over it, and then I'll use Photoshop to just add text.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's not like my art, but it's art that I'm allowed to use. So yeah, it's I just kind of drag it in, make it in like 20 minutes or something, and then I'm good to go.
Gotcha. Okay, one last music question before we move on in the like hobbies and stuff like that. Do you want to be the DJ Khaled of Christian music?
Oh, the DJ Khaled. Oh man, what a guy! That dude is funny. It sounds nice when you say it out loud. um, but in a way, yeah, kinda. I mean, obviously I would need to. I'm not very familiar with. I'm not super familiar with DJ Khaled, but I know
Oh
he
yeah,
makes.
don't worry,
I
you're
know,
not missing anything. You're just a very cringe man.
dude. I know he's Gatorade,
Tell him to bring out the whole ocean.
the whole ocean. But I mean, he seems like a funny dude. I say, answer to that question, why not? I mean, yeah, that's he's a Christian. I mean, yeah, that would be. I definitely want to be more involved in the Christian music industry, not so much the mainstream hip hop or mainstream pop. It's but yeah, that sounds like a good goal. That sounds
Yeah,
yeah, that sounds good. I like that.
yeah. Okay, wait, I thought of another thing. Speaking of like, speaking of like mainstream music, have you seen any crossovers like between like the Christian music world and like the mainstream music world that you think have been like successful or like cool?
Um. Oh, let's see. Well, I mean, the first thing that pops up is NF when he was first signed to like the Christian side of a label of Capitol Records. I could be wrong. I could have this whole story mixed up, but like there he is considered like a rapper that is Christian. That's not like part of the Christian rap industry. That's like one of the first things that come to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so but Sorry, sorry, could you repeat kind of the question again?
Yeah, yeah. So have you seen any like crossovers between the Christian music uh scene and like the mainstream music scene that you have like genuinely enjoyed?
Um, I mean, there's a couple things that come to mind. Like, Lecrae had a song with YK Osiris, who's a mainstream
Okay.
artist,
Yeah.
and he has a song with Ty Dolla Sign, or Ty Dolla Sign, and I think and like there's been like a lot of controversy over that of like, oh, should he be like having this like kind of like, is this kind of business relationship like okay with like he's gotten a lot of criticism for that. I'm like, I'm just kind of watching everything go down from the sideline. I'm like, I think it's cool that he's like not like barricading himself off. He's still like, I think that's a good way of reaching out
More
to,
people.
to people who probably wouldn't have listened to Lecrae otherwise. Like
Mhm.
I think that's cool. I love that idea. But yeah, those are just some of the main things that come to mind when a Christian artist has an artist that doesn't really make that like Christian music like as a feature on their song, but they're kind of sharing a similar message. That I do find that like very interesting, and I do see good in that. Um, but yeah, it's that is a good question. I see some instances of that, but usually it's kind of pretty set and separated. But the
Mhm.
times that it happens, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
Mhm. Gotcha. Yeah. So let's move into like hobbies. Like, what are your hobbies? What do you do outside of music like for fun?
First one that comes to mind is volleyball.
Oh,
Volleyball
okay.
is so much fun. Oh my gosh, I played 3 years in high school, 1 year, well, half a year in college before COVID hit, and then I'm like, this isn't working. So I kind of just play for fun now. I play in leagues and tournaments around here in Nashville. I play at a gym down in Spring Hill. I play in Franklin. Really anywhere I'm able to play, I play. I was a middle blocker. Yeah, volleyball. I played a lot of sports. I love playing sports, but volleyball was the one that stuck, and
Mhm.
that is my number one hobby. I can't really say music as a hobby anymore because that's like a lot like a that's
That's
part
like
of my
your
life now.
job.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, that's like a part of me now. But yeah, volleyball for sure. I really don't play that much video games anymore. I love Rocket League. Rocket League is my favorite game.
Mm. Yeah.
And yeah, but I probably play that like once or twice a month. Like I play with my roommate, and we
Do
do
you
one
play with
v.
Nathan here?
I haven't played with Nate yet.
Dude,
We're
I haven't played in so long. This is the first time I've loaded up in like 8 months.
I love it, dude. I'm for it. But yeah, no, it's yeah. But I guess that's a small hobby, but apart from that, uh, I I like making new friends, hanging out with people. Most of my time is spent doing music or being at like being a part of like a Bible study or a college group as well. I do that like bi-weekly. But apart from that, yeah, it's and work obviously. My job I make ice cream. That's my job. I listen to music and I make
Hell
ice
yeah.
cream. It's fun. It's cool. It's nice. But yeah, that's
You should
that.
make an ice cream themed album.
Dude, wait, make it what?
Ice cream themed album.
Ice cream I could do that.
Yeah, you should do it.
I could do that. Oh my gosh, that would be that would be so much fun, but the amount of work and effort, like at that point, I'd be like, oh, I kind of wish I did that work on something else, but still, that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's just after saying that, I'm like, yeah, I got bars, I got ideas,
You should like sample like noises from work
dude.
and then incorporate it into
I've
like
thought
the
about doing that
music.
because the ice cream machines we use, they make a lot of noise. They make a lot of different noises, so I could
Mhm.
I could do that. I resampling stuff is fun. That is another great creative experiment. Is just taking a sound and seeing what you could do with it. My roommate loves doing that, and we do that together sometimes. But yeah, that's fun. That is fun.
Mhm.
But maybe we'll see.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Whatever happens, I'm here to listen to it and support it.
Yes, sir, dude.
Do you like football?
Playing football, I'm not really built for football, but I mean I could throw a ball around. I do follow the NFL. I'm a Chargers fan.
Okay.
I promise we
Mhm.
exist. We exist where there's not. There, it seems like there's not a lot of us. I promise you guys we exist. Yeah, fantasy football was what like kind of got me like back into it of like knowing what players were on what teams. But I do follow football to a degree. Ever since after this season, I just kind of dropped out because
the Chargers
5
didn't
and
make it.
I don't even want I don't 5-11. I forgot what a record was, but whatever it wasn't anything to be super proud of.
So how was like the Rams versus Chargers like discourse like in Orange County or just I guess in Southern California? Like what was that like?
Um, Honestly, I was only in California for like just the time when the Rams transferred to LA
Mm-hmm.
since they were in St. Louis before, but yeah, it's there were some it was pretty 50-50, I think. A lot of fans left Chargers since they moved to LA and left San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people are unhappy about that. But yeah, I'd say it's pretty 50-50. I'd say we're I wouldn't call us like
Nice goal, Nathan.
yeah, that was sweet.
What?
Nice goal.
No, I got scored on.
Oh.
Oh, that's awkward. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I could foresee a rivalry, but like right now I
Yeah.
don't feel like there's much disliking for each other. Yeah, I feel like Chargers and Rams fans are still fairly cool. I could be wrong about that, but it's Chargers and Raiders.
Yeah.
That I don't think Rams and Chargers will ever come to the conflict between the Chargers and the Raiders.
Yeah, that's true. And also like the Chargers and the Rams are in two different conferences.
Yeah, that too, exactly.
So like the likelihood of them like ever meeting in a Super Bowl or anything like that is like pretty slim anyways. So you
Mhm.
could probably have like a split fandom without feeling much guilt, I would assume.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it felt over there. It didn't seem very divided over there. So,
Yeah.
well,
It's
we'll
not
see.
like the Lakers and Clippers or anything.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
yeah, not at all like that.
Yeah.
Not at all. But I mean, it's possible for the future. Something could happen, and Chargers and Rams could be.
Yeah. Can we get the hate up for the Rams versus Chargers fans, please? Can y'all start hating each other more?
He said it, not me.
Who do you think is winning the Super Bowl?
Oh, the Chiefs
don't
are
care?
gonna win it. I don't want the Chiefs to win it
No.
again. I wish the Lions would have made it, but
The Lions? No. I disagree. Well, I'm a Niners fan, so I'm the other.
oh, you're a Niners
Yeah,
fan. Oh, gotcha. So
I'm the other
that-
California team here.
that- I have respect for the Niners. I like the Niners. I
Mhm.
definitely want the Niners to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's hope they win.
Yeah, the Chiefs. What was it fourth Super Bowl in 5 years?
Yeah,
I
their
think.
fourth
Yeah,
Super Bowl,
not.
and if they win, it'll be their third reign or whatever.
Yeah, that's not
It's a
okay.
rematch
It's
of the
not okay.
2020 Super Bowl. It's a rematch between the two teams.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to see Taylor Swift every 30 seconds too. So that's.
Yeah, they should have her perform. I don't know why Usher is performing. It's such a
Oh
weird
my
take.
gosh. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't. Oh my gosh.
Actually, have you paid attention to like the halftime shows at all, like in recent years?
I watched the hip hop one, the 50th
Oh, that one
anniversary.
was so good.
That
Yeah,
one was cool. That one was super cool. All the people who don't listen to hip hop were like, "What is happening? Like, what? Who are these guys?" I'm like,
it was a
"Who are these
it
guys?"
was a beautiful time, for
That yeah,
sure.
that was cool. Yeah, I got M, Snoop, 50. That was a cool performance.
That was such a good day. So I was like, that was 2022. So I was like working, uh, the retail job I had at the time, like that Sunday, and everyone at work was like, Go Bengals!" For some reason, that was just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
favorite in our store or whatever. And I was like, "No, I hate all of you, like Rams, all the way." And the only reason is because it's like California, and I'm from California originally too.
hmm
So it's like I want the Rams to win, especially like the game being in LA and
Yeah.
everything
Yep.
like that. And so like I get home, I watch the halftime show, and it's like the most beautiful like celebration of the West Coast
Yeah,
with
dude.
all those classic hits, and then the Rams win the game in LA. It was such a good day.
That's
It was such
yeah.
a good day for anyone that's like from California.
Yeah, that was I was rooting for the Rams that game too. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was yeah, that was sick. That was super cool. I mean in the past, apart from that one, I haven't really focused on the halftime shows at all. I normally my
Yeah,
family
they're
kind of has
whack,
like a
bro.
tradition. I don't want to say tradition, but we sometimes we go outside and just toss the football around during the halftime show, and we do that every now and then. But yeah, the 50th anniversary hip hop was definitely one of the more notable ones.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's pivot into the other important American sport. Do you like basketball at all?
I mean,
Damn it.
not as much. No, I mean,
Yeah.
I like playing for fun, but I don't really follow. I don't really follow basketball as much. I just see. I mean, I get a bunch of sports stuff in my feed on Instagram, so I end up seeing a lot of basketball stuff, but I don't really follow. I don't really follow it as much. It's like, oh, all I see is like, okay, this team is a super team, and
And they
we
suck.
we 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 laugh at them when they lose games. That's that. I'm like, all right, cool. This player is a crybaby, and this player, it's I
Yeah,
just
it's a lot
I
of
follow.
drama. It's a lot of drama.
Yeah.
It's like watching a sitcom, to be honest.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of clips where that's kind of the case. So
So you don't have any loyalty to any NBA teams?
not not really. I watched. I think it was the 2014 final. What was the finals? It was like it was Lakers against Spurs, or what was it? No, Heat, or was it
Oh,
Heat
Lakers
versus?
versus Heat. Lakers versus Heat was in 2020. That's
Or no,
the
it was like
last
a
time.
long time ago. It was the one where Ray Allen hit that famous shot from the 3 point. I forgot what year that was, but it
Uh,
was. I think
Heat
it was.
versus Spurs,
Yeah, it was
something
Heat.
like
I'm pretty
that.
sure it was Heat Spurs, and I
Yeah.
watched the finals for that, and that was incredible. That was like everyone was talking about it at school, like that, like about that shot from Ray Allen, and yeah, I don't follow a whole lot of basketball, but that was I remember like watching that on TV, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they are alive! Like that is,
Hmm.
yeah, that was a fun game to watch, but I don't really like watch like live basketball ever. I don't really do that. I get asked that all the time because of my height. It's like, oh, I'm sure you watch basketball. I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah. More of a volleyball guy
Yeah, yeah.
over here.
I'm excited for the Olympics. I'm
The
so hyped for the
Olympics.
Olympics.
I forgot that that was a thing.
Yeah, that's this summer. Oh my gosh, this is like months away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm hyped for that. Yeah, yeah, beach volleyball and swimming and indoor volleyball. Those are my favorite events. I'm excited for that.
Gotcha. So what are like some other hobbies that you have,
Oh man, it's like
or just things you like in general?
um yeah. Let's see. We talked a lot about music. Let's see, volleyball. Um Um, oh man, I talk with my family whenever I can as well. I love my family. They're everything. They're still in California, so it's kind of been tough getting used to like not being around them. I do have an aunt and uncle that live in Brentwood, which is nice, but yeah, all my family's still there. So I talk with them, and and keep up communication whenever, like, just find the times that I'm open. Yeah, I always say I want to move back to California soon, but it's hard to see that happening just with prices of living there, and I like having just settled into Tennessee. Like that is something I've wrestled with a lot, because like I want to spend as much time with my family as I can before. I mean, I know they have plenty of time, but it's like before, like, people always say like don't take that for granted. So I really don't. Like, that would be like my worst nightmare, is if I didn't like take advantage of the time that I have my family. Yeah, that would be probably my biggest regret ever, is if that happened. So I don't want. So I want to move back eventually. But yeah, family for sure. I haven't mentioned them once, which I made it this far without talking about them, which I'm kind of. No, it's okay. They still love me. But yeah, it's yeah, I keep up with my family. And see, other hobbies. See, yeah, Rocket League every now and then. I talk with my roommates a lot. Honestly, I always get home and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do music, but then I always end up on the couch, end up watching YouTube, and we just talk about whatever. So I spend a lot of time just talking with my roommates and just spending time with them, which is great. It's yeah, they're super cool guys. But yeah, that's I as far as hobbies go, I don't have a whole lot, because music is like 70% of just like what I'm doing with my time. So which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but that's what I'm spending my time doing. But yeah, as far as hobbies go, it's not a with
Not
how
a
much
whole
I'm
lot.
invested into music, there's not a whole lot of time for hobbies,
Yeah,
if I'm being honest.
that's good though. As long as you're doing like what you enjoy.
The grind is always happening.
The grind is a good song.
Yep, yep, the cross reference.
Do you like movies or anything like that? Are you a big movie guy?
Yeah, I should watch more movies, considering the kind of music that I make, but I don't watch too many movies. I someone that I interned with told me that I interned with a film scoring engineer up in Mount Juliet, and he was like, yeah, dude, if this is what you're interested in, watch more movies, and you watch more movies, and you could just learn from that. And but yeah, I love the Lord of the Rings. Not just the story, and the score is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
The guy I interned with, he actually mixed the score for the TV show Lord of the Rings. He
Okay,
he, he
yeah,
mixed the
yeah.
scores for that. He's a really cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's but movies. I love uh I think that's how you say his name. Michael Giacchino. Giacchino. That's how you say his name. Michael Giacchino. He's probably my favorite composer. My favorite score of all time is Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Okay.
He composed a song called "Forget Me Nots," and that was like the most emotional point of the song. And the choir and strings composition is just perfect. Like, you can't listen to that in a movie setting and just not get emotional. Like, that is probably the most, like, one of the most powerful songs like I've heard. So it's, yeah, I love. I mean, I love a good story in a movie, but when it comes to the music, that's where like that's where all the like the passion comes out, is like in the music and the movies, and how that complements the movie.
Yeah, that makes
These
sense.
guys are freaking trash cans.
Yeah, they are. Oh, 5 minutes overtime.
Yeah, I
Jeez.
know, dude. I'm freaking almost 6.
We got gamer rage over here, guys.
Let's
6-minute
go.
overtime.
All right, well, at least
You
you
won.
won it.
First game in 8 months.
Nathan, do you just wanna come over here and just rant real quick?
Me?
Yeah.
Not really.
It'd be good content though.
This is Rocket League.
All right. Well, I mean, that's pretty much all the questions I have. Is there anything that you want to plug at the end here?
Oh my
Is there
gosh.
anything you got coming up?
Oh man. Not. I mean, not much. Thank you. First, thank you for having me on the show, dude.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, this is free time you have. You could have spent that doing your own music, or doing your own thing, but you decided to have me on here, which I am very, very grateful for. So thank you, dude.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's just about it for me, dude.
Sweet, awesome. So that's Nate. I'll leave his links down to social media and music in the description for you guys to check him out, give him a follow, give his music a listen. And also, I recently made a Spotify playlist that has like my favorite songs from every artist I've featured on the show. So that's also going to be linked down, so you can give that a follow and go through it, see which artists you like and which ones to like put in your rotation. That being said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.